Okay, we have our document already opened. Remember that we defined our artboard into 3 sections. And as I said initially, your dimension comes first. You have to set your dimensions first and foremost. Now, these are the 3 artboards, 1, 2, and 3. Over here we have the toolbars, and over here I told you initially our menu bar. And I told you in our last class you have to set your workspace, and I'm sure you have done that already. And I showed you guys some of these tools here. If you're conversant with Photoshop, you know about the move tool. Well, in Adobe Illustrator, it is not called the move tool, rather it is called the selection tool. And here you have the direct selection tool, which is also a feature in Photoshop. You have a magic wand, also Photoshop. You have the lasso tool in Photoshop too. You have the pen tool, also in Photoshop. Then the curvature tool, not in Photoshop. Yeah, I think it's in Photoshop. It is. It's in Photoshop. The text tool, yes. Line tool, yes. Square, these are all basic tools. Then over here you have the shaper tool, not in Photoshop. Eraser tool, yes, in Photoshop. But over here, the work that it does is different from the work that Eraser does in Photoshop. Remember that Illustrator is a line-based tool, aka a vector tool. So the way it works, the technology that it works with is different from that of Photoshop, which is in a bitmap which is a bitmap software. Then you have the rotate tool, you have the scale tool, you have the width tool, puppet tool, shape builder tool, perspective grid tool, and so on and so forth. I am going to send a PDF material on some of these tools, just a brief guideline and explanation of the functions of this tool. I'm going to send it on our Telegram group channel, and our Telegram group, and hopefully you're going to find it very important while we are learning Illustrator. Yes, so because we have created 3 artboards, here you have the 3 artboards. Remember, if you want to pick any tool, it's best you always go to your selection tool. It's like the default tool, like the default tool in Illustrator. In Photoshop, it's called the move tool. It's the same thing with it's the same function it has anyway. So it's always good to always go to your selection tool. So over here you have the swatch. Swatches is what where all the colors are, the brushes, the symbol. In the brushes you can set the feature of the brush, and symbol you can set also the feature of the brush too. Over here you have different types of brushes which you can bring in. So these are more options. This is for symbols. So symbol is you're going to come across symbol when you start delving into some of the things you can do on Illustrator. So they are all predefined styles, line styles you can add to your work. Okay, so the brush tool, you also have more brushes here. So these are other brushes. So in the swatch tool, it also has other brushes too, other colors too, or swatch panels. So you can save your swatch. You can save your swatch if you want to, or it has other features here. where we can explore what these other features does. You can add this to your library. You can open color theme panel. You can so let's look at the color theme panel. So these are Adobe color themes, already predefined themes in Adobe, which you can steal and use for your work, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so stroke, gradient, transparency, these are all features of stroke. You can set the width and gradient, you can set your gradient here. Transparency, you can reduce the opacity here and change the color properties. Appearance is where you have the stroke and the fill also. These are what you can control it here, or you can control it here in this section here. You can control any of such here. Between here and here is the same effect it gives you. Graphic styles, I think is the same. Yeah. I do not want anything at all to hang this system, because the Illustrator is good for crashing, especially when you don't have enough RAM. So let's close this and let's look at this stage properly. Okay, so here we have the layers, very powerful. You have the layers here, very powerful. You have the artboard, also very powerful. As I said, there are 3 artboards I created. So here are the artboard 1, artboard 2, and artboard 3. Watch the way it highlights from one artboard to another based on your selection. You select this, it moves to 1. Select this, it moves to artboard 2. And select this, it moves to artboard 3. Yeah, so we want to delete an artboard. Here is the tool. You go to artboard tool, click on it, and click on the artboard you want to delete. And once you click on it, you go ahead and press delete. Yeah, so another effective way, let's go back to our selection tool, which is our default tool. Another effective way of achieving the same results is by going to the artboard 1 and deleting. This bin is for delete. You can delete it from the artboard panel, and here you are.